Amazing. So thank you everyone for joining us today for Turbocharge Conversions with your real estate app. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rachel Palucci. I am the Senior CX Lead at Homestack, and I'm also with Evie Simon, our Director of CX. Hey, Ev.
Guys, nice to be here. Haven't done one of these in a minute, so
I
this will be
know,
fun.
it has been a minute. We are really excited to hop on with everybody today. This is a great time of year, January, February, where everyone's kind of, getting their strategies in place. What are my goals for this year? What can I do that's new, like take advantage of an app? Or if you've had an app for a while, you want to know what is new and what you can be leveraging in the technology you already have. So our tech team has been crazy busy over the past few months. We have a lot of big features that have been rolled out. And if you guys have a tool that has features that no other real estate agents have, you want to be maximizing those to stand out and set yourself apart. So we're going to go through a lot of that, lots of new data features, lots of cool ways that you can follow up with people and convert, which is why we wanted to base this webinar around those conversions in that middle of funnel where you can really use that data to more closely connect with clients. So today we're going to cover expert systems to convert more leads in less time with your real estate app, ranging from the big picture process to the simple everyday actions you can start with today and that you should start with today. So let's get into it a little bit here. This is kind of what we're going to break it down into these three buckets. Your foundation, creating users, bulk uploads, saved search and templates, and then building and connecting. We have a brand new activity feed, which we're going to go over in a lot of detail because this is super exciting and groundbreaking. Insights 2.0, some of those little insights that you guys get popping up, like users are live and some of that behavioral AI stuff. And then maintenance, right? Chatting, scheduling showings, and follow up to make sure that nothing ever falls through the cracks. So let's get into this concept of foundation. Every house and every realtor needs a strong foundation. So putting together these systems in your tech stack is going to help you to strengthen every part of your process. And more often than not, even a tiny micro adjustment can yield a lot of these big results. So let's start with that foundation. Again, every house and realtor needs one. And how we can kind of get into this. Skylar, shout out to the art team. I love this quote from Mary Lane Sloan, and this is something that the art of real estate has done really well, is being consistent with getting every single prospect, lead, person in their SOI into their app. And this is a quote from their founder, Mary Lane Sloan. She said, in every consultation, my first step is to introduce the client to my app using either my QR code or creating them as a user. Then I guide them to download the app immediately onto their phone. So you kind of think this is like a no-brainer, but it's actually something that not everybody does in their daily habits and routines. So there's a brand new feature that we have put in here called creating a user. Previously, you guys had that QR code. You could share your link via text message, but now there's a button that says create user. This is huge because it alleviates a step of your clients even really having to sign up. So you get in there, there's this nice, beautiful little new button here that says create user. You can pop in their name, their email, their phone number, give them a password. I always use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You guys can obviously use whatever you want. I just think that is just a really easy way to get people in there. And what this does, again, is that it creates them a user. It also sends them a welcome email and now also a welcome text that says, hey, you have been added to, XYZ app. Here is where you can download, and your password's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to pop open the app live and just show y'all where this is so that you can kind of see if it's going to share my screen. There we go. When you're on your map, bottom right-hand corner, whether it says more, some of your apps say resources, go into invite friends, and now you have this lovely button that says create user. You can pop in there, put in your client's name, email, phone number, again, give them that password. And then there's two toggles here. One says send welcome email. One says send text message, and then create that user. And bam, that person is going to be created as a user in your app. Again, the smallest little thing that you can do every single day is create 5 to 10 users in your app. I would say a day, a week, whatever you want to put down as your goal. Just get in there and start adding people, because that's where you're going to see the magic happen in your app, is the more people that you're adding to it, right? Don't be a secret agent. Tell them that you're an agent. Tell them you have this app. Use it to stand out and be a little bit different. So creating users is a really, really great way of getting people into your app and starting to kind of work with them.
One of the advantages too, Rachel, I was going to mention is
Yeah.
when they create the user, even though the person has not gone in and downloaded and logged into the app yet, one of the advantages of jumping ahead and doing that is you can go ahead and start putting them on saved searches. They'll be notified via email, not push notification as of yet, but it still gets them in that ecosystem and they're getting alerted on properties that are important to them. And it keeps those alerts coming from you versus them maybe going onto Zillow and checking Zillow. So even if they haven't taken the step or the initiative to get into the app yet, you still have them in your database and you still have access to putting them on saved searches.
I love that, Ev. I love that. So if you all have never set your users up on a saved search, there's several different ways that you can do it. You can do it from the phone. You can also do it from the dashboard, which we'll do in a minute. So if you want me to quickly go over how to set your user up on a saved search, step one, which is great, is adding that person and creating them as a user. Best practice number two is setting them up on a saved search, just like Evie said. So you can just go to your map, you can zoom in, you can zoom out. There's a few different ways to search. Number one is in that search bar at the top. So you can click on that. You can search by city. You can search by zip code, area code. This is our demo app. So we have like 250 MLSs in here. So I will search by, let's go to Destin, Florida. There's some Florida people on here. Again, you can search by city, zip code, your area, whatever you want to do, and then zoom in and zoom out. Once you've got your where, you want to add your what. So what is this prospect, lead, client looking for in their home search journey? Upper right-hand corner, you can click on those filters. So say they want 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, price range, square footage, house, condo, any of those good filters, and you can apply those filters. Then there's a button at the top that says save this search. You can click on that. And then this is where the magic happens. Assign search to. So if you click on that and say, I just created Scarlett here as a user. She's also online with that green dot. I'm going to click Scarlett. I'm going to set her up on this saved search. The other key thing that you want to make sure is that you have both email and push notifications turned on, because people get a 10,000 bajillion emails in this day and age, and sometimes it goes into junk or spam, and you want to be standing out with the app, so you want to make sure that those push notifications are alerting them as well, because that's a quicker way of getting to people. I'm going to click save search, and then from here on out, for some reason Zoom's been blocking that part of my my share for some reason. From here on out, they will get a notification when something new comes to the market via push notification and via email. I was literally on with somebody the other day and I was having a conversation with them. I'm like, oh, did you get my email about like XYZ? And they're like, if you've sent me an email, you may have sent me a postcard via carrier pigeon. Like I'm not checking my emails. So the push notifications are really important. If you guys aren't familiar with what they are the nice little notifications that pop up on your phone like this. Like for instance, this is one from my Amazon. I also get them from my Target app. But of course, when you're getting them from your home search app, it'll alert your clients that it's new or a price or status change. And then when they click on it, it takes them directly to that property in the app. So it's a really direct hit of information right to their phones that they look at every 10 minutes or so. So that is huge. We're going to pop into the dashboard real quick, Ev, and then we can talk about bulk upload and setting up the saved searches and the search templates from the dash.
Absolutely. Do you want me to go ahead and screen share now?
Yeah,
All right.
sure. That'd be great.
Okay, so I'm going to jump over to the dashboard here and go over a couple things. Backing up and talking about uploading users, if you're going to go to your users tab, something that's fairly new, it's been around for a while, but I think it does get overlooked, is you do have an upload CSV button here. So when you're on your users tab, say you have a CRM and you want to cherry pick, which leads you want to pull out of there, or you have a list in your Google contacts or some type of lead generation system, whatever that looks like. If you go ahead and take that list, you're able to upload it right here to the dashboard in a bulk format. So the great thing is when you're uploading, it gives you the option to also decide to send that welcome email. And the welcome email already does the job for you. It's going to say, welcome to XYZ app, and it's going to give some value propositions and explain what the app is and why they've been added to it. So that's definitely something, again, if you want to take the initiative and get in there. Also, if you happen to be a part of like a brokerage where you have multiple agent profiles in your app, this is another great way to claim your leads, because when you connect with somebody, that lead's connected to you as the only point of contact. So if you go ahead and take the initiative of uploading it, that lead's now yours. So when they do finally get in there and log in, they're automatically connected to you. So it's another safeguard that you have in place. And like Rachel mentioned, if you are on desktop versus the mobile version, which we just covered, you can come over here to the users tab and just simply click create search. So if I go to one of my users, like let's say Scarlett, and I say create search, it's going to bring me to this page, and I can now do this right here from my desktop if that's where I'm more comfortable working. And you're going to click save. Now, something that we're going to introduce today that we're really excited to talk about, because I've heard countless testimonials around the search templates feature, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. But when you save a search, this is going to be an automated property alert, right? So if I save this search for Scarlett, she's going to be notified on properties that come up that are new. When I click save, it'll give her a quick email with like maybe the last 7 days worth of new listings. But again, this is a property alert. This isn't just us sending them every single available property in that criteria. It is alerting them, letting them know when something new hits the market. With that being said, we've gotten a lot of feedback about like, you know what, I want to just create a search around my farm and just have it be an open-ended search that populates all of the results. There's so many different examples I can use for this. I'm going to pick my favorite ones, but I'm going to hop over to search templates here. This is a new tab, fairly new. It gets overlooked, like I mentioned. When you click on it, this is a place that you also have that same search page. The difference is you come in here and name the template whatever you want, and then you come in and set it up. So I'm going to give you guys an example. Say, I'm going to use this example from a client that's actually given this to me. Let's say I have Scottsdale open houses. I want to create a search that just shows the open houses in a particular area of Scottsdale that I work. I can come in here, set up the Scottsdale area, uncheck everything except for open houses. I'm going to leave this very open, and then I'm going to click save because I want it to show me all of the open houses in this particular area. Now, I already did this example, so I'm going to kind of jump to it over here. So this is my Scottsdale open houses saved search, basically. This link is now a live link that I can take and I can use it wherever I want. I can post it on my website. I can do a Facebook post. I can paste it into the URL into my newsletter that I send out every month. I can send it out via push notification. I could send a chat, a text, an email, anywhere where you can send a link. Now, this particular example, just a pro tip on an example that one of my clients I thought was genius, and they're getting a ton of leads every weekend from this. What they do is they put out a lot of print marketing every weekend around open houses. This is signage, this is mail drops, this is, posted materials in windows of shops that they are buddy with, and everywhere around town of like, hey, want to see open houses this weekend in Scottsdale or downtown Atlanta or Phoenix, whatever it is. And they use this link and create a QR code out of it. So every time somebody scans that QR code and they go to the app and register, this is a new buyer lead. Who's looking at open houses but people that are probably ready to buy? So there's so many examples of how you can use this. Like I said, if you have like, say you have an area around a golf course that you farm, or there's a particular neighborhood that you want to get really specific on, and you just want that link to live live, on one of your profiles. This is a way that you can utilize this. Something exciting that we wanted to announce to all of you today that's going to be live in your app in the next 30 days is going to be the ability to also search by school district and school. So long
Highly
awaited.
requested, highly
I know. Yeah, I
requested.
know a lot of people have been waiting for this day. So have we. We're very excited. We're normalizing the data right now across the entire country. So when you go in and you create a search, you can now come in and search, like I live in the Newport Beach area. So if I start to come in, actually, it's been a while since my kids are in school, so I don't even remember the name of the school district. I
Like,
think
what
it's
was my school district called?
yeah, I think it's
How quickly we forget.
Newport Mesa, something like that. Anyways, you start punching it in and it's going to bring it up for you, and that can be your criteria. So if you know somebody is searching and they have to be with that high school, that elementary school, or just the district in general, you are going to be able to now search by that. So as you do this, these are all ways that you could create these templates and then put them in action by using it as another entry point to the app. Now, remember, your call to action should be coming in everywhere you are plugging yourself as an agent. It should always be the call to action you leave people with. But now having these search templates is another way that you could just put it out there to get people to the app. It's another value proposition that you're offering them. To kind of wrap up here, if I go back to the users tab and create search again, like we were earlier, another added benefit to this is you now have these templates available in the dropdown. So if you do want to put somebody on a property alert for a search criteria you've already created, again, I know you guys have farms and you're going in here and you're creating searches over and over and over that are extremely similar. Just go ahead and create a nice template for yourself and then use it as a drop down. You can modify it, but it really helps, kind of speed ahead and save you some time there.
Yeah, this is a huge time saver. I mean, I know even, some agents work in a certain area that's like, it's like 3 little towns that people are always looking in. You can like group those 3 little towns together. You can draw out your own area. So it has been a huge time saver for a lot of
Absolutely.
people. Okay, so we'll see if any questions came through real quick. And if you guys have more questions, pop them into Q&A. Let's see if there was anything that kind of could pertain to the group. Oh, Paul said, will there be an AI summary or action summary we can follow up post workshop? Yeah, there will be a recording, and Zoom gives a really nice recap now, which kind of gives you action items.
We're gonna have this live on the training page as well. So it'll be uploaded to YouTube and added to our training page within a few days. And then everybody gets a post recap within 24 hours directly from Zoom.
Yeah, we'll show you guys the training page at the end too. You can link to that from our dashboard and also on our website. So it's pretty cool.
Really, really good question. Also, can the main admin set up templates for all agent users? Not yet, but coming soon. We have discussed that. We understand that you might have some templates you want to set up and then share with the team. That's something that will be made capable in time, but not yet.
Cool, cool. All right. So we covered a lot on the kind of building that foundation, right? Setting up those search templates, putting people on saved searches, creating them as users. The next thing we want to talk about is kind of like that middle funnel. Once you have them in there, that's where you really can start to build and connect and get this massive amount of data in your app that you really can't get anywhere else. I love this quote from Paul Gibney. He's a top agent at Corcoran Reverie in Florida. He said, my app is truly transformative. It offers my clients real-time access to listings and market updates while also serving as direct line of communication with me. I think that's really key when you are trying to, again, communicate with your clients and not let them go to Zillow and Redfin and be contacted by other realtors and agents that are out there. And also, what are you going to follow up with them? What are you going to say to them? How do you know what they're looking for or what they're looking at? When you have your app And especially with our amazing new feature, which we're announcing today, Activity Feed, you can really start to connect and build because it's more of a collaborative space. So our Activity Feed harnesses technology and search behavior to curate the most personalized consumer real estate search experience in the marketplace today. You don't want to just be throwing a bunch of properties at your clients, right? You want to be giving them a curated experience of properties based on where they're looking, what they're looking for, and maybe you can even serve them up some properties that they didn't even know they wanted. So this is a really cool way to do that. We're going to show this live. Ev, do you want to pop up your phone and we can get into this a little bit and dig into this exciting new feature?
Sure can. Let me just
Cool. I'm just checking the questions as they're coming in as well.
thing. Okay, so the activity feed is probably one of the biggest changes we've had aesthetically and functionality on the app in quite some time. It's definitely a big difference here. And so I'm going to show you what this looks like live. And when you think about the activity feed, when it comes to curating this content, we're getting this content from a multiple avenues. So number one, it's going to start with the saved searches that you're creating. So when you're creating a saved search for your client, you're putting that data in there. So now the AI, now everything on the back end and the data mining is understanding, okay, this is what this client wants, this is what they're looking at. We're going to talk a little bit about favorites, lists, and traits a little bit further, a couple slides up. But a lot of the data we're collecting and the personalization that we're getting on the back end is going to be curated into this feed. And what we're trying to do is to serve up the content that matters the most to people. When you go to apps like Airbnb or Pinterest, like, why are we addicted to these apps and why are they never leaving our phones? Like, I guarantee you that those apps are never coming off my phone ever. So it's because I put the work in. I've saved things, I've pinned things, I've viewed things, and that is a machine that is so fine-tuned to me that I can trust that I'm looking at exactly what I want to look at when I open up the app. This is the same psychology here. We want people to come in and we want them to see what they want to see when they want to see it. So this feed is going to be made up of, I actually go here, it's going to show you save search results, suggested searches, status updates, price updates, open houses, and this is just the beginning. This is phase one. So you can come in here and adjust what you want to see. Of course, they can personalize that. Now, you as the agent, because I'm logged in as an agent right now, I'm not a consumer. So consumer view is going to be a little different, but we want to show you something really exciting about this when you're an agent logged into the app, as all of you are today. When you're in this feed, you're obviously going to see, content, but you're not the consumer, right? We don't need to serve you up content about properties, your properties. What we want to serve you up is content about your consumers so that you can get the inside track to what they're doing. So if I come up here and I click on, let's say, Mary Wexler, this is my client. I can now impersonate Mary and see what she's seeing and what she's looking at. So some of you may have remembered, there's certain systems out there when you put somebody on a saved search that you might get a BCC of what they're getting. We decided not to flood your inbox and do it that way. We decided to make it available on demand. So when you come in here, you can literally impersonate any of your clients and see exactly what they're seeing. So I can see that Mary got a new listing February 21st. It looks new, like it hasn't been checked, and it's going to come from one of her saved searches. Some of them are suggested, some of them are from saved searches, but I could literally come in here and see exactly what's going on. If I only want to see what she's getting from one particular saved search, so let's say, this Seattle one right here. If I click that, now it's just going to give me results from that particular search. So as we build this feed, again, this is phase one. There's going to be, just like any feed you check on, your Facebook feed, your Instagram feed, anything that you're looking at, that this is what it's going to be. It's going to be curated content, serving them up exactly what is personalized to them as much as possible. Now, one of the key factors in this where you can help us out is if you do have a client and you do know what they're looking for, you don't always know, but sometimes you do, put them on those safe searches, because that's going to begin the fueling the machine of how we know what to serve them up. So when you're interacting with them in this way and you're putting that content out there, it's going to help build the activity feed even faster.
I love that, Ev. Yeah, and it's nice when you first go in there too, because now you can see, you know, the name of the person whose search it's on, all your most recent active users, which is probably always the thing that that agents want to look at the most, like who's been in here, what have they been doing, and that kind of leads us into our next, probably most popular feature. And we did release this a little bit ago, but I don't know if everyone has kind of dipped into the new Agent Insights. I'm calling it Agent Insights 2.0. Again, I don't know if people really say 2.0 anymore, but you know, we are. So when you are in your app, this kind of goes hand in hand with that activity feed now. Okay, I'm in, you know, activity. I can see all my most recent active users up here. I can see, you know, this is Kristen's search. I can come down here. Okay, this was Steve's search, and I can kind of start to get in here a little bit more and see what they've been sent. Say I want to get a little bit more granular with this their search and see that activity in a little bit more detail for one person. I can go down to the Insights button. And when you first get in here, this is like your Insights hub. It's going to give you a nice overview of everything your people have been doing. So all your most recent active users are at the top. There are viewing requests and the most popular areas and zip codes. The most active times is really, really cool, because you can be like, oh my God, like, you know, my people are on at like 8 in the morning or 2 a.m., you know, whatever kind of your people are. So that's pretty cool to see. But again, I'm talking about that granular activity. I'm going to click on Scarlett here, because maybe Scarlett's been driving you crazy and she's not telling you where she's looking or what she's looking for. Agents are always telling me, you know, buyers are liars, right? They don't tell you what they're really looking for. But now you can actually peek in. You can be a little bit big brother, and you can see everything that's happening in here. So you can see any viewings that Scarlett has requested and follow up on those. You can see her average listing price. Again, if you want to see those saved search results, you can see those in here as well. So maybe you're like, you know, I set her up on a saved search. I want to see exactly what she's been looking at. There's a little eyeball and it says viewed if she's viewed it. And this is really cool if you want to follow up, because then you can say, hey, you know, I see that you've been looking at 395 Commonwealth Ave. You know, do you want to set up a showing? What do you like about it? You can really start to like tailor yourself to their wants and needs, which is pretty cool. You can see, again, those private notes that they've taken on a property. I love this. This one says a lot of character, charming, you know, backyard entertainment build, love the exposed beams. So again, you're really getting into the head of your clients, especially as far as favorites. This is really nice too, as far as the most viewed listings and how many times they've been viewing listings. I mean, if you get in here and someone's viewed something 27 times, like that's a good indicator to reach out to them, right? This gives you a really great idea of who and when to reach out to people. Timing can be everything. And then how you position it. You don't want to be that generic person who sets their person on a drip. They get some weird, like automated sounding text, right? Or follow up. You want to really personalize it to them and align yourself with your wants and needs. Because when you're getting to this point, this is where, again, those conversions really happen, because you're taking a more personalized approach. And that's what's going to help you to stand out against competitors. So the agent insights are really, really huge and kind of work hand in hand with the activity stream. Okay, cool. So if you guys, again, have any questions, pop it in to the Q&A. And we're going to head into our maintenance phase. I'm calling these phases now. So let me pop this down, switch my share back over, and let's talk about maintaining. We have our foundation. We have that kind of building and converting and that actionable stage that we can take with the activity stream and the insights. But follow up, right? It's what you do with that data and what you do with that activity and those insights that's really going to make a difference. I love, if you guys don't know Xandra, she's really, really cool. She's the founder of Team Z Realty. She is a Chet Black coach. You can check out her full story here. But she said, my agent's favorite app feature is when we're notified our client is online in our app. It immediately lets us know they're searching, favoriting, or writing notes. And we love that because it's in real time. Something that your mobile app does that your MLS is not going to do, that your website is not going to do, is that it's going to notify you in real time at that moment of highest intent when people are literally searching for properties in your app. So I always like to remind people about this feature. This is not like brand new, but you want to make sure that you have this notification turned on. Your app is going to let you know when people are searching live online in your app. This is really, really huge because you can get in there, you can send them a chat, you can start to ask them some questions, start to warm them up a little bit in real time. I've had agents be like, I see this sometimes at midnight. I'm not going to get out of my PJs and go and open a door for somebody at that moment, but I can certainly get in there and start to chat with them and warm them up before they get frustrated and, reach out to another agent. So it can really, really help you in that moment to convert people because you're on top of it. They're in there, and it could be a really, really magic moment that you have with your prospects and clients. So the user live is really, really huge. If you guys have any questions on that, it's super simple. It's one of those little things, little tweaks that makes a huge difference. Okay, we're going to talk about a little bit of a change that has happened as far as your inbox and the chats and the alerts. So, Ev, do we want to dive into this a little bit more on live with the new inbox, chats, and alerts? I will let you share your phone in real time because we love seeing this stuff in real time. So some of you who've been using the app for a little while might say, where did my chats go? Where did my alerts go? Because you were so
Right.
used to it in that one spot. Some of you are brand new to the app and
Exactly.
you're like, oh, this just looks cool. So we've kind of condensed it a little bit.
So inbox, like Rachel mentioned, this is going to be previously known as chat. So when I click on this, your admin alerts have moved here as an agent. As a consumer, your push notifications are going to be in this alert section. But as an admin, because you guys are getting alerted not only on regular push notifications, but also on, listings being favorited, and so on, this is where these are going to live now. I have gotten numerous people tell me, oh my gosh, my alerts disappeared. So sorry, guys, we did a little switcheroo on you there, but it is going to be more organized. And one of the benefits of this is we are now saving data, historical data, instead of having it clear after 25 notifications. So previously there was about 25 and then they would start to fall off. So a nice thing about this, for those of you that utilize your custom push notifications, when you're sending out blog posts or alerts or just listed, or, any like educational information, things like that, they can come back and look through it and find it. So if I click view all as a consumer, I can go through and access old notifications. I can find these. One of the things that drives me absolutely crazy about apps these days is notifications disappear. Like if I get a notification from Nordstrom's or Target or one of my favorite shopping apps, I'm like, wait, where did it go? Like if I don't catch it right then and get it to go to where it wants, there's no historical data for me to look up. It
Yeah,
drives me nuts.
that is
So you can do that here, which is really convenient in my opinion. And then, of course, moving up, this is where the chats live. So if I come into a chat here, just to review for you guys, this is Scarlett, which you just sent me this a few minutes ago, asking me to add this to a list so we can see. We have this entire conversation going here. Now, chat is an underutilized feature, in my opinion, because this is how you're going to streamline communication, number one. And number two, it's another way to get them into the app. Like if you have a client and it's 11:30 at night or 1 in the morning and they're in their bed on their iPad looking at properties, as many of us do, it's late at night, we can't sleep, we're like doing the things we didn't have a chance to do during the day. I'm not going to text my agent at 1 in the morning and say, "Hey, look at this house." So it gives them an opportunity to send messages and like collaborate with you in a non-invasive way. So you really want to keep this line of communication open at all times where, they're comfortable using the chat, you're using it to get them in the habit of it. The other thing that is huge is if I come up here and I click this person icon, I can add in Scarlett's husband, Scarlett's lender, Scarlett's home inspector. I can add multiple people into the app, into this chat. So this is another tool. If you do work with a mortgage loan officer or inspectors or any type of industry professional, what happens is you're getting them into the app chatting with the client, and next thing you know, now they're sharing the app too with your other shared clients. So it really does just work in multitudes for you and in your benefit. So definitely don't sleep on the chat feature. You want to use this. Pro tip to make sure you go to your dashboard and set up your chat welcome message, because every single new person that downloads the app will have a welcome message waiting for them, which again inclines them more likely to respond or to reach out to you via chat. So this is definitely awesome. And again, new place for your admin alerts, and this is going to be a better way to organize the chat and the alerts. And as we move into the next phase of some of the other exciting updates we're going to have later in the year, this will play a part in it. So just wanted to let you guys know where that's at and what it looks like. And kind of a side note for those of you that are on the meeting today, some of you are already going to see the activity and inbox update on your app. We are going through doing full software updates on every single client app that we have. And we're about halfway through right now. We're still working through our list. So if you do not see the update yet, you will very, very soon. We're getting through our client list and the updates are all being done as we speak. So if you do not already see the newest version of the software, you will in a matter of days or weeks at most.
And some might have to accept Apple license agreements first,
Yes.
right? Yeah,
Yeah, we've
so
been reaching out to a lot of people saying, get in there and accept your most recent license agreement. There's a lot of new privacy stuff going on. There's a lot of new license agreements. Apple's been updating like triple the amount of time that they normally do, times that they normally do. So we need that newest license agreement software accepted on your behalf before we can submit an update as your developer on your behalf. So if you're getting those messages from us, if you're seeing the text messages come through, Nichelle in our office is blasting those out every day. Please make sure you're paying attention and taking action on that so that we can get you on the newest software.
yeah, and then just let us know. You can shoot us a quick email. Hey guys, accepted the license agreements. Can you get me in for the update? And that always helps us to know, and we can get you in for the latest features. Cool. So I feel like we have covered a lot. I just want to highlight a couple of things kind of in this maintenance phase that you might not notice because you're not quite on the receiving end of things as the agent, but a couple of things that your users are seeing. So once again, I'm going to pop open the app live and show you all what a couple cool things look like as far as the new software goes that you'll get when you accept your license agreement. So I think most of you have this. So something that has changed a little bit is on the favorites and lists end of things. So previously, you would pop over one of these lovely listings. There's a little heart that pops up. You would click the heart, and then it would kind of add all of your favorites into like this really long running list, right? But as the consumer or as the agent, you wanted to go back and see what one of your favorites were. It was just kind of like a long list. So we wanted to create a better home search journey for your customers, for yourself, as far as the favoriting goes. So now when you click on that heart, it's going to say, hey, do you want to create a new list? Your customers can do this. You can do this. You can click this button that says, sure, I'd love to create a new list. And I want to call this one Dream Homes. I can make that my primary list. I can have several different lists, and I can create that list and add that to Dream Homes. When you add that to a list, your customer's also going to get this really nice call to action that says, would you like to schedule a tour? People who schedule a tour are 5 to 7% more likely to convert. Going back to those conversions, right? We're putting in these little calls to action to your customers that you guys might not even see because you're on the agent end. having them schedule tours with you, reach out to you about properties that they like, so they can say yes, choose a day. They can also pick what they like about this property. So if they say, I love the backyard, I love the room layout, and I love the kitchen, this is going to tie into those suggestions that they get in the activity stream. Ta-da, it's all coming together. So this is where kind of you get those AI traits that are going to pull in and make it more of a personalized experience for your consumers. So if they want to schedule a tour, if they don't want to schedule a tour, they can just say done. If they do, they can say yes, choose a day. It's going to pop up your calendar. They can pick a day, leave you a lovely message like free after 5 or whatever the case may be. Can we see it? And then you are going to get that request as the agent, and you can follow up and set up that showing. Now, when you go into favorites, there are all these different journeys based on a lot of these different categories. It's almost like Pinterest boards, going back to Pinterest, what Abby was talking about. It's almost like Pinterest boards for your home search journey. Coming soon, very, very soon. These lists are going to be shareable from the agent to the consumer. So say you want to put together a list that's called homes we're going to see today. And then you're going to go up here where all the lists are. There's going to be a button that says share this list. You're going to be able to share that list to your customer, load up a bunch of properties you're going to see that day, and they're going to be able to come on this journey with you and use the app on the go. And it's really going to make the app a lot more actionable in that moment and in real life as well as on the go. So it's going to be a really cool way to be able to further connect with your users and really send them kind of like a curated list, which is going to be really, really cool. Okay, a few questions are popping in here. Just got a pop-up for a scheduled viewing. Love that. Now, when we go into insights and we go into any one of our users, again, that is where those showing requests live in insights to kind of pull it full circle. All right, we're blowing up on questions here. So let's see if anything is coming through in the Q&A box. And some stuff. Okay, I know Kayla's answering a lot of these on the back end. Hell yes, we don't have to use MLS and other things. I love that, Paul Ringon. Let's give it all a hell yes. Will we be able to see the client's list they created? Yes, correct, Ev? I believe
Yes.
correct. Yeah.
Yes. Good question. Let me
I
check.
know all of this stuff is so brand new too. Yeah, I do think so in insights. I believe so. And if
Yeah.
not,
Let me take a
we'll make
little
that happen.
favorites.
Okay. Cool.
I'm gonna do a little
He's
test
putting some
while
stuff
we're
in the chat.
looking at this.
Q&A. I'm going back into Q&A and see if there's anything back in here. Will it share in the app or via text message as far as the shared list go? I believe that was the question. Hold on one sec. I believe it will share via email and push notification.
Yeah, I think you can share you'll and again that part's not live, but you'll be able to share it anyway. I mean, once you click share, it's going to open up just like you share anything in the app. So if you want to share it via chat, if you want to send it off any other medium, it'll be universal.
Yeah.
And we'll have to get back to you on whether you can see the clients list. I'm 99% sure you can see their list if they have differentiated lists in their favorites. When you click on favorites, it'll just bring you to their list, but we'll double check on that for you guys.
Just wanted to let you guys know too that your users can also create saved searches on their own. And if you want to see if they've created a saved search or if it's one that you've created for them, if you go into the bottom right where it says more or resources, and you go into saved searches, it will say either agent created or just won't have one. And then you can see, if it's something that you created, because sometimes you're like, did I set that up for them? Did they set that up on their own? You can see the differentiation. So that's nice to see. And yes, your users can create their own saved searches, which they often do.
Yeah. We've seen a very large uptick in that, and one of
Large
the
uptick.
reasons is, which I don't know if we will cover this, but behavioral notifications and us notifying them, like say they view a property 3, 6, or 9 times, we'll send a push to them like, "Are you enjoying this property? Schedule a tour with your agent." And we kind of gently push them into schedule a tour. So saving the searches, scheduling tours, taking those actions have you've seen an uptick in those activities just because of some of our system generated notifications based off their behaviors. So that's really helped with the engagement.
Yeah, yeah, I love the behavioral notifications have been really, really game changing. Okay, cool. We are gonna pop in and talk about a couple more things as we go. If you guys have any questions, pop them into Q&A. There we go. Awesome. So as with any tool, system, anything, every single coach, whether it's Tom Ferry, Ryan Sayhant, Cheplack, anyone, staying consistent is the key to success in real estate, right? So make sure that you're creating those users. Make sure that you're putting people on saved searches. Make sure that you're getting in there and monitoring those insights every single day, right? You're going to get a lot of notifications. You're going to get a lot of things from the app telling you what people are doing, but also just when I'm having my morning coffee, I pop open my app and I look at my insights and I like to see what's going on, right? Because those are the people that you should prospect for that 30 minutes every single day, right? Because the consistency is really the key to success. We always know people don't take action until they see something 5 to 7 times. I love this like marketing 101, but I remind myself of this every single day and I do marketing. So, you might share your app with somebody or create them as a user and you're like, oh, they're not in there like gangbusters. Shoot them a text reminding them you created a user account for them. It's a reason to pick up the phone and let them know you created them as a user and you added them to your app. Sometimes people, add them in and they're like, I love it because it's just another touch point, another reason to reach out. And I have something new to talk about, even though I might not have a listing or I might not have just sold something. Your app is a cool thing and it's a value add that other people don't have once again. So that's really cool. Let's do a little steps to convert checklist before we open it up to some Q&A. Number one, set that strong foundation, create users. You can do the bulk upload, which I think we actually forgot to show, which we'll show in the dashboard in a minute.
I did show when we
Oh,
were.
did you? I couldn't even remember. Okay, cool. Thanks, Ev. Set up people on saved searches and set up those farms and those frequently used markets in your search templates. Building and connecting activity feed. This is really cool. It's brand new. Test it out. It's only going to get better as time goes on and more cool stuff to come on this. Agent Insights 2.0 and following up with people when you see that they're live in your app via chat, multi-person chat. Look out for those scheduled showings and then follow up, follow up, follow up. Stay consistent and you guys will do amazing. Okay, anyone have any last questions or anything that you want us to review or dip into? I'm going to check the Q&A as well.
Paul, I know you asked about bulk upload. I'm gonna send you an article that gives a little video on how to do that, so that you can bookmark it. You guys, whenever a lot of this stuff too, if you do go to our help center and you want to see like a little tutorial video or a reminder of some of the stuff we covered, most of the time, if you type in a word or a phrase into our, that search bar in the help center, it's going to pull that stuff up. So anything new, we try to index it and add it into the help center for you guys so that it's all there to have access to.
I'm taking you guys over to our website too. If you haven't ever been to our website, we have a lot of resources under here. If you go to resources and you go to our training page, these are all of our past webinars, familiar face on there, that you are welcome to watch any of our past webinars. There's a lot of good meat in these as well. And those just pull up live. If you go to our support center, again, this is what Abby was talking about, put a keyword in here, bulk upload, agents, users, a lot of good stuff is in here. And then also if y'all go to our blog, there is a lot of good stuff on there as well. As far as client stories, announcements, Inman reviews. We've been in Inman a lot lately, so that's pretty cool to see. Contests and social media stuff. There's a lot of good stuff in here, so feel free to peruse on any of this stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, we post a lot of the upcoming webinars that we have on here and client stories and a lot of cool stuff. We are at Homestack Apps. Make sure to follow us. We will follow you back every Friday. If you guys do a post or a story about your app, we reshare it to our whole network. So that's really cool to see as well. Kayla does a lot of videos about new features and did you know? If anyone's going to be at Side by Side, let us know. We're going to be there as well, which is going to be pretty exciting in Palm Springs. But you can really keep up to date on anything that's going on in here as well. So make sure to follow us. Again, we'll follow you back. And we're always really active on our socials. So there's a lot of fun stuff in here as well. All right, popping back into Q&A. We're almost at time. If we have a company app, can we look out of state too? So that is a good question. It's going to be whatever your MLS coverage area is. It kind of takes all your MLS information, pulls it through and packages it into this nice branded app. Okay. Okay, I think Kayla's answering a lot of stuff like wildfire on the back end. Thank you so much, guys, for being here with us today. We'll give it about 1 more minute for questions. Again, you will get this recording for anyone who wants to watch it later. And we usually do these every other month or every other month. So definitely make sure that you keep your eye out for the next one. You learn something new every time.
Definitely. And our YouTube has been pretty consistent as well, guys. We put some work into that over the last year. So training, videos, interviews, client testimonials, all that good stuff is going to be living on our YouTube as well.
Yeah, we're doing more and more on YouTube. So definitely subscribe to our YouTube. We've got a lot of great stuff on here. And we usually throw our webinars up here as well afterwards. So YouTube is always the easiest. And we've got some shorts on there. And yeah, explore our content. We've been revving it up. So awesome, guys. Thank you so much. And we'll catch
Thanks,
you on the next
guys.
one. Happy
Have a
epic,
great rest of your
everybody.
week. See you guys.